jumping on guests and inappropriate behavior around guests. So for the point here is, why is your dog jumping? I mean, this is the primary thing that we teach them. So for example, if your dog comes right to you and he has his forelegs on the ground, can we start rewarding that? Yes, yes, yes. Can we start rewarding that? So your dog knows, okay, in order to get my attention, I do not have to jump. In order to be seen, I do not have to jump up. Everything will be given here. So this is the behavior. 4 feet on the floor is something that I am getting rewarded for. I can always offer this behavior more and more. So thanks to gravity, thank God, dogs are standing before jumping. Reinforce that. You will have to be very good with your timing. It's all about, training any animal is about the timing and what consequence you have for your dog. Timing for our dogs. Dogs have an associative memory of 1.3 seconds. You might have seen a few videos where the person comes back home and he sees the dog has done a mess, something else, furniture chewed on, etc., etc. And now the person just yells. The dog is now just scared. Scared is not a correct word. The dog is just tense, seeing his person, his facial expressions. He has no idea what you're talking about. Your dog has no idea what we're talking about. He doesn't understand any other language, any other verbal language that we produced, that we made. So your dog is just reading your expressions. That's it. Your dogs have an associative window of 1.3 seconds. Everything good that you would want to reward, you will have to do it within that particular time frame. Anything that you want to discourage, you will have to be very good with your timing. So timing is a very important thing. Can you start observing your dogs? Can you start observing good that your dog is doing? Maybe standing, maybe sitting, maybe down. Maybe before you open the gate to take your dog out for a walk, if your dog is looking at you, if your dog is standing, can you reward your dog more of that? Your dog will start offering you that behavior. Next is, if you have a guest aligned, if it is a planned visit, what can you do? Can you get your dog to exercise well in advance so his energy levels are still manageable? Right? Can you meet your guest outside the house so that your dog has more engagement with the environment and not all alone on your guest? So the jumping will be discouraged by your dog on its own. And also have your dog on a leash. Can you prevent him from jumping is the question. Can you have treats in your hand while your dog is just standing? Can you have a high dispersal of treats? Yes, 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 yes. Can you get him to stand? If he doesn't get a chance to jump up, that is what he wants. He wants our attention maybe. So a lot of times what happens is, we are standing and my dog just comes here and we ignore them. We do not see him. We do not acknowledge our dogs. And my dog now starts jumping up. If that doesn't work, he'll start pawing me, or maybe he'll start barking me. The dog is just trying to think, okay, this was working yesterday, but then this is not working today. I might have to start barking now. So that is frustration. Because kal tak hum jab jump, my dog was jumping on me. I was telling him no. I was telling him get off. I was telling him stop. So everything is an interaction for my dog. This is a reward for my dog. Your dog doesn't know what you're saying. It's an interaction that your dog wanted. And now you're just ignoring him. You're just standing there. You're just standing there and waiting for your dog to get down. This is not going to work. What you'll have to do instead is start rewarding what you want to see. This is the first step in modifying any behavior. What is the problem that you're seeing? What do you want your dog to do instead? Can you have observable actions? Can you have observable actions? Calm is not an observable thing. What do you want your dog to do? Do you want your dog to stand? Do you want your dog to settle? Do you want your dog to sit? Anything. Observable actions should be there. Something that you can measure. Something that you can pinpoint. Okay, the dog is sitting. The dog is sad is not an action, right? This is a label that we have. This is an abstract idea that we have. Your side will be different. My side will be different, right? So observable actions is very important. Have those exact actions that you want your dog to do. So coming back to jumping on guests, I mean, everything in our life around dogs should be about management. If you have a Zoom meeting lined up, can you maybe have, if you have a dog, if you have one dog, can you buy 3 Kongs, right? And can you stuff food in them and place them in the freezer? You have a Zoom meeting at 1 p.m. Can you give it to your dog so that he enjoys his meal and doesn't bother you? And ensure that you portion out his daily food meals into those Kongs. You do not want to overfeed your dog. You'll have to manage and you'll have to act accordingly. I mean, his entire meal portion doesn't have to get into the food bowl. Can you put it into those Kong balls, or maybe wobblers? Oops, I'm so sorry. Wobblers, or maybe snuffle mat, or something, right? How can you manage your dog's environment throughout for 24 days, for 24 hours that happens around you, right? Next is, can you...
Kirti, can I interrupt for one moment? Sorry, you were in a flow, but I have a big query. I have a 3-month-old Labrador, and the thing is, you just said, na, ki whenever he tries to jump, he is expecting a reaction out of us. So, but then what happens, like when he is grabbing hold of my hand, my fingers, and he is trying to, rip it off. So how do I ignore it? And I cannot sit beside him. None of my family members can sit beside him or pat him or pick him up. Every time we bring our fingers close to him, hands close to him, he attempts to bite. So how do we deal with that? I mean, we cannot ignore it because the pain will not allow us.
Definitely. So when is the nipping happening? When is the nipping happening?
Every time when I'm going near him.
Okay. Can we desensitize our hands approach? So for example, what I want you to do is have your dog in front of you. He can be doing anything, sit, settle down, anything. I mean, he's a living, breathing organism. I don't want to control everybody, right? That is not how it happens. You will have to give them freedom. Have your dog in front. He can be doing anything. You can just, what you can have is have treats in your hand, in one fist, and just move your hand towards him, not near him, but then towards him. Yes, treat. Move your hand towards him. Yes, treat. So what is this happening? Your hands reaching towards his mouth or face or body is associated with something good. You're just desensitizing. You're just changing his how he thinks, how he feels with your hand approaching towards him. Right. Also, next is, there's something witching hour in puppies. Witching hour is, I mean, something crazy happens. Dogs go crazy. So this usually happens in the
exactly. Yes.
11. What is it? How is it like for your puppy?
I won't limit it to a particular hour in the evening, as you said. It can happen anytime, especially just after he eats or just before he is, when he is hungry. So that time he gets really feisty. He grabs hold of me and even he jumps on me. He tears off my clothes. So sort of happen. Yes.
Perfect. So Rima, I mean, if this question doesn't go for anybody else, I mean, can we speak about it first?
Definitely. Yeah, definitely.
Yes, because there are a lot of reasons why a puppy is nipping and when he's nipping. For example, if he's nipping after meal, the puppy is just excited. And what does he do with the crazy energy, right? So we always redirect to a toy. You should have a lot of toys accessible to yourself. Like is the ones that are not durable enough, but then they are very good at getting their attention.
Definitely. I'll get back to you later on. Let's not hold the others also. I'll connect with you later on. Yes.
Thank you for understanding that. And definitely we'll connect over WhatsApp, Instagram, anything, right? We'll talk about that.
Sure. Thank you.
So anytime your dog is, so you have those associations. Leash bahar aata hai, your dog knows, okay, we are going for a walk. Can you build that chain with a doorbell? Every time the doorbell rings, your dog knows he has to go to his mat. Can we do that? How can we do that? Let's do that. So I would want you to maybe record your doorbell on your phone, right? And randomly, you're sitting chilling. Your dog, yes, prerequisite is that your dog should know a certain behavior, right? Maybe tug, maybe throw, you can throw a ball and your dog fetches it. Whatever your dog loves. My dogs love going to the mat. So what I'll pick here is my dog knows how to go on a mat and he loves it, he enjoys it. So I'll do that. You can pick up any behavior that you want and you do not think it's an unwanted behavior to build on. So what you do is have the doorbell sound on your phone and ring it on the lowest setting possible. Tring, 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 tring. And you cue your dog to go to the mat, or maybe tug, tug, tug. You build on that. You keep doing that, keep doing that, and make it exciting for your dog. Reward your dog generously. Then you increase the doorbell volume on your phone. So this is a chain that we are making. And with repetitions, it happens that every time he hears that doorbell sound, now I'll be cued to go to mat. Or maybe, oh, abhi tug aa raha hai, and then now we'll play. Maybe I'll be asked to go fetch a ball. Can you create that chain? Right. And I mean, this is a pattern that I'm talking about. Leash bahar aata hai, your dog knows he's going for a walk and he loves going for a walk. So that is a reaction, that is a behavior chain that I'm trying to build here. Every time doorbell rings, my dog now knows, because of the repetitions that we've done in the past, that, okay, now he'll be cued to go to the mat. And that is where he'll go and he'll be rewarded generously. So this is something that you can do. Any questions here?
Hi, I had a question with respect to the leash. So my dog doesn't like her leash at all. So we've had to trick her, treat her, bribe her, and do all sorts of things to sort of get the leash around her. Can you suggest any positive associations I can do with the leash?
Has something happened on the walk, or what's your dog's name?
My dog, she's called Olive.
Sorry?
She's called Olive. Her name's Olive.
Okay. Has anything happened with her on the walk?
So when she came to us, once there was a dog who chased after her, like the other dog, their owner sort of let him loose, so the dog chased after us. But since then, nothing really has happened. She's okay on walk. Sometimes she freezes, sometimes she's okay. She loves rolling around on grass, so we make sure that we always take her to a patch of grass during our walks.
Got it. So, Malaysia, again, I mean, same goes for you, because I'll have to see a lot into specifically about what the issue is. Can we talk about this over Insta? If you do not have my ID, also it goes for everybody. Can you please, I mean, maybe put my save my number? Should I tell you my number? I mean, if possible, everybody can just have it, and maybe we can get on a quick call or something, right? We'll discuss these issues personally, on a personal basis.
That'll be great.
So the number is 8800 760 655.
So it's 8800760655.
Yes.
I've just added it to the chat if anybody wants to pick it up.
Oh, perfect. That is also an option.
And I'll just share your Instagram handle.
Perfect. Sure. So anybody, I mean, any personal questions pertaining to your personal dog that is there, because I'll have to see what is exactly happening with your dog, individual dog, and then we'll have to work accordingly, right? And now coming back to the question here, because when you have your guests inside, can you tether them? Can you put them in another room? But then ensuring that they have something else to do, right? So this is something that you can do when you haven't trained on it. This is basically rehearsal prevention. That is it. This is not training, the actual training, but then this is just limiting or preventing your dog from having an episode, right? Because prevention, I mean, is better than cure. And with practice, with every practice, your dog is just getting perfect at something that you do not want.